Hey there, fellow captains. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of a new series covering SpaceSlog. If you would like to skip the game's overview or the setup of this series, please use YouTube chapters. SpaceSlog is a game where you build your spaceship, manage your crew, and explore the cosmos while trying to keep your crew alive and your ship fully functioning. It is a challenging roguelike where you are a crew of a destroyed colony ship trying to survive in an escape pod. I'll be playing the Harmony game type on normal difficulty, so let's start setting this up. Harmony game type, which the Harmony game type kind of controls. It's a little less random, so it's more like orderly and good for the tutorial rather than random. On normal difficulty, with the tutorial named on, and the world seed will be, let's just say rad for now. Before I go any further, it's also worth noting this is indeed a roguelike. So, sort of like playing a game like FTL, survival is not guaranteed. So unlike my normal series, I might just like bite the bullet an hour in and have to restart. That's pretty typical for this game. And also, this game is in early access, and unlike a lot of games that feel like full feature complete games when they hit early access, this is not feature complete. So let's keep moving. My captain is going to be male. My captain is going to be middle-aged. So young is like you have fewer skills, but you move faster. Old is more skills and move slower, and middle-aged is the middle ground. So I'll be middle-aged. There is resourcefulness or wastefulness. Wastefulness, you start with more fuel, but like a lot less food and more coins. But I'm going to be resourcefulness for like more starting supplies, because honestly, not starving in this game is like pretty difficult, because the game's, I wouldn't say exactly balanced or fair, but you know, whatever. Then you can start with either by yourself, one member, or two crew members, and I'm going to be easygoing for one extra member. And I'm going to choose to be an engineer, which is like being able to build and deconstruct. So the game has a kind of unfortunate reroll mechanic where you can't reroll your primary character, as you can see. So you have to go back and forwards if you want to reroll your primary character, which is like not great. So what I'm going to try to do is get some decent characteristics for my primary character, so I'm not like ugly and murderous, because you know there be a problem in being ugly and murderous in a crew of two, I think, personally. But you can re-roll your other crew members, and you can just pick one of the crew members, but I'll be re-rolling all of them. Come on. Just give me someone that isn't murderous, please, at least. That one wasn't bad, but high gravity is... Mumbler, ugly, lazy, okay. Not aphilic, okay, come on. Just quick learner, jealous, just something neutral. Dumb and murderous, oh great. Neat freak and prefers low gravity. Fine, whatever, that works. Oh, actually, the other problem is, you don't want disabled skills. I would say especially not medical, because if you have two people and one person can't do medical tending, when you get hurt, you die. So, work disabilities is also like a thing to consider early on. So, here, a pretty spacer who's nervous. I don't know about nervous. The game's hard enough as it is. Having negative traits just is gonna make it way worse. But don't worry, I won't be at this too long. We'll find someone who's like decent enough. They can't do social. That's fine. Okay, this person's fine. Ambitious, spacer, persuasive. And persuasive is really funny considering they are unable to do social skills. So you are going to be cosmic, which is a good name for a captain. And your last name is Otters. Alright, so you are going to be joining the crew. Now, technically, you don't need to recruit your own captain. I know that's weird. You could just pick 2 crew members if you want, as you can see. But obviously, I want to be a captain. And then the other person, let's just make sure that they're, like, decent enough. And it's a little easier to re-roll your second character. And we're almost there now. Quick learner, creative, reclusive. Reclusive might be a little tricky on such a small escape pod. Social butterfly who is a prisoner. No. A mumbling pirate? A murderous spacefarer? Like, guys, come on now. Please. Just something I can work with. Fearless, ambitious grower. Neither... Okay. That will do. And you are going to be easy. Easy N. And then your last name will be Nightshade. I don't know. Making it up. Easy Nightshade. Okay. In the first half of the 21st century, it was believed that Mother Earth would continue to be the home of humanity for a further 600 million years. Honestly, no, I don't think that, but sure. Though due to the irresponsible behavior of human beings, this turned out to be significantly shorter. Yes, by about 600 million years. The Earth was dying quicker than anyone had predicted or imagined. Several hundred million turned into just a few hundred. The Earth had been around for billions of years and we ruined it in a blink of an eye. The best scientists and engineers who brought together the devise a grand plan to save humanity. In true human nature, this was not enough for some. Those were driven off by greed and power, and soon, war would consume the solar system. As it turned out, it was those wars which followed that decimated Earth. It's surprising how callous a human will act when threatened with extinction, and this would be the final nail in humanity's ego. In a last desperate act, huge colony ships were sent across the galaxy to find a new home for humanity, with the promise to never let history repeat itself again. Some humans, however, used this opportunity to pillage, plunder, and murder, while others now travel and explore, doing whatever they can to survive. We are now on the frontiers of space. No one knows what lies beyond the darkness or what awaits us in the shadows. No one knows how long humanity will keep on surviving. Captain, the long-range scanners are picking up an asteroid field, dead ahead. Keep her steady. Let's not rush this. We took too much damage in the last damn time. Yes, Captain. Ops, get the ship weaponry ready. Any asteroid gets too close, take them out. Every colony ship has a skeleton crew operating in rotation. This crew ensures the ship is maintained and navigated safely towards its destination. However, no one knows where that destination is. In fact, we're almost as far as any human has ever been in the farthest reaches of space. This particular ship has been traveling for hundreds of years, and the current crew are on their 13th rotation in charge of thousands of lives, the lives of others, and all the colonists that are currently tucked within the cryo chambers, awaiting to find a place to call home. These colonists will never know the perils of deep space or the dangers that have been averted to get them to this point. They could drift off into the unknown for an eternity and none would be the wiser. Captain, our scanners are picking up an object traveling at speed towards us. Keep our current course and speed. Can someone please tell me what that thing is? We're working on it, Captain. Within moments, a blinding light was emanating from the direction of the object. Captain, we have a breach. We cannot see a damn thing. And that is the intro text. All right. So it is a roguelike, and you start with a escape pod. This is escape pod 638, a crew of 2. The colony ship, along with thousands of its crew, have been destroyed. The remaining survivors, though injured and low on oxygen, must reinstate life support and vacate the sector as quickly as possible. So the tutorial is turned on, and it's on for a reason so that you guys can follow along and learn how to play. Welcome to your first day in the slog. This tutorial will give you the basic training on how to operate your crew and start building your ship. You can move this tutorial at any time by clicking and dragging inside the top bar like this, using the left mouse button. Use WSD, middle mouse to move around, and control makes you move more quickly, and zooming it out with the mouse wheel. C recenters on the ship, and now it wants me to build a temporary stockpile. So I'm going to open up the temporary stockpile, and it must cover at least 20 cells. There's 24 cells, and then right click to exit the stockpile designation. Eventually you'll need to build a stockpile inside your ship. Once you leave the sector, all temporary items in the temporary stockpile will be left behind. You can also limit what can be stored in the stockpile, forbidding the items in the stockpile menu. Alright, unpause, hit space. We need to give the crews more to do. Open the orders menu and then issue some orders. So orders menu, and we are going to designate 2 ship debris to be deconstructed. So zooming out a little bit, as you can see, there's ship debris here and ship debris here. Perfect. Then open up the mining order. And I am going to mine this asteroid and this asteroid. If your crew are taking too long, you can speed up the game by hitting 1, 2, or 3 for the speed controls. Alright, now it wants me to start building the ship. So this is our little ship. It has an airlock, it has a little jet pack, and it has a transponder, which allows it to, you know, transpond its, I don't know, the fact that it's an escape pod or whatever. Opening up the build menu is F1, and it wants me to then hit ship structure and place it here. And this will cost titanium. The asteroids I have chosen, actually, this one is made of titanium. I'm only going to be mining up the titanium asteroids because that's the initial building material that we're going to want. Ship debris will give you silicon and titanium, and then these different asteroids give silicon, ice, rock, and titanium. We've got Cosmic moving all the junk outside of the ship so that we can build on the inside. And then EZN and Cosmic breaking down the ship debris. Now there's some like quality of life stuff that does not exist in this game. A big one is hauling to a construction zone. You will not haul 10 titanium and place 2 each in each construction project. They will haul 2 titanium 5 times. It's just how it be. So just keep that in mind as you build. It will be frustratingly inefficient for those used to other games. It is what it is. The other thing I'm making sure that they do is the moment they finish deconstruction, that they haul the materials back, because stuff takes a long time in this game. So it's really important to use your time efficiently, because you very, very, very quickly will run out of food, run out of power, run out of fuel, run out of XYZ, you name it, you'll run out of it. And a lot of runs will fail in just like resource scarcity death. All right, so we are going to be constructing, and all the materials have been hauled to the ship structure prefab. 5 ship structure. So sort of like RimWorld Odyssey, the ship structure is required for your ship to be a ship. So you build ship structure and then you can build floors on it, which we'll do in the next step of the tutorial. Excuse me. No. Oh, okay, fine. So this is packaged survival meals, that they're currently eating. Okay, next up, we want to expand the inside of the ship by adding deck plating, and we're going to add 3 of them. And it looks like they're hauling the 6 titanium required for the deck plating. Perfect. All right. Click the power button, which is here. And it wants me to build a small generator. It consumes plutonium stored in fuel cells to generate a small amount of electricity. And I'm going to place it right here. And then we're running out of oxygen, so we're going to create a life support module, which produces a small amount of oxygen as well as filtering out CO2 from the air, and place it right here. And then we're going to put an air ventilator so that the generated oxygen can vent into the room, and place it here. Opening up the power menu and clicking the power cables, and then connecting stuff like that, so that the airlock is powered and the life support is powered. All right, the last part of the tutorial is opening up the handbook, which tells you about stuff here. And now I'm going to take over the tutorial, so you're welcome. All right, taking a look at our current people. EZN has a mining of 1, a navigation of 4, a melee of 4. Cosmic has a range of 4, so Cosmic, you're going to get the gun. EZN, you're going to get the knife. Gun, knife, done. All right. Then, EZN, you both have an engineering of 4, but Cosmic has a mining of 4. So I'm gonna go open the jobs menu, or the crew menu rather, and go to jobs tab. And I'm gonna say, Cosmic, you are responsible for mining, and EZN, you're responsible for engineering. Despite the fact that Cosmic is the engineer captain, he's got the same level of engineering as EZN, who's a grower. I don't know. So I'm changing their work priorities. So I am going to trigger all of the titanium asteroids that I can find out here to be mined. So the titanium asteroids have like black specks. The rock and ice asteroids have these gray ones, and then the silicon asteroids have white ones. And that's how you tell them apart. So we're going to get as much of the titanium out here as possible, because titanium is your ship building material. And you don't always have a lot of access to material. So getting your ship up to surviving levels, because we're not at that now, is critically important. So I am just sorting through all the asteroids and triggering the titanium ones. Now, eventually we're going to want some silicon. Silicon's going to be for like good for solar panels and for other things. But titanium is the primary building material. The UI text is so small. I could UI scale it up. I just didn't build my own UIs with that in mind. So as you can see, there's like overlay problems, but whatever, I'll deal with it. Nudge that down a little. That should be okay. So right now we're working on getting some basic power running and some basic oxygen. So there's these overlays up here. This is air tightness, which is whether it's sealed or breached. We've got oxygen, which inside the cabin of our escape pod has a medium amount of oxygen. We've got CO2, which there's safe levels of CO2 in here. Temperature, which it is cold. And then whether things are connected or disconnected. So the small generator prefab can be built. The life support hab needs 6 or 2 more silicon. And we can get that silicon from breaking down ship debris. Or mining. Both would work. Cosmic, where'd you go? There you are. Mining more titanium. Okay. Now, the escape, the small generator requires a fuel input. For now, I don't actually want to feed it any fuel because fuel is very limited and you're going to run out very quickly. So it's best to really only use your fuel when you need it. And I'll explain what that means to me soon. I'm just right now focusing on getting the very basics, bare bones up. So what I mean by that is like when you want to do something with power, like move around or produce oxygen or whatever. But at the moment, we're fine because the way this works is that every time we go inside, we replenish our internal suit's oxygen level, kind of like astronauts, I suppose, in a way. And as a consequence, we don't need to produce oxygen until the internal cabin of our ship is low, which it is not. Resource scarcity is a really big thing in this game. It's very easy to fail and die. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use every last ounce of everything we have in order to make it survivable. Otherwise, I'm just going to be restarting from failed attempts over and over. So I just put down 2 sleeping spots. And they're going to have themselves asleep. And as you can see up here, this is the start date. So it's only 7 p.m., but they're tired. 8 p.m., but they're tired. So I'm going to accelerate time until they're up. All right, you are probably just drinking water. So they'll wake up to fulfill their needs. So speaking of needs, they have hydration, fullness, energy. Energy is sleep. Fullness is, food, and hydration is water. They have their own morale. So eating on the floor, slept in the cold. These are all things that they do not like, but I have a severely limited amount of resources in order to offer them a comfortable existence, at least for now. We'll see in time if I can improve things. Them's the goals. Cosmic is going and mining some of the silicon, which is going to allow us to build the life support prefab. And let's haul material to life support. Haul material to the cable. Haul material to the cable. Cosmic's like, yo, let me sleep. It's like, no, I don't think so. There we go. You're welcome. And that was 3 in the morning. All right, our scanners have detected a ship nearby. It should be within communications range shortly. I do not have a communications table, a comms console, so I can't really do anything about that for now. But eventually, yes, we will do something about that. All right, so there's the Stringinsky, but I can't speak to it because I don't have the ability to communicate at the moment. But trade is a very vital part of surviving because there's very little that your ship can produce without trade. So without trade, you're dead. Just to let you know. Alright, Cosmic's mining the ice asteroid, which is useful for life support, and EZN's mining, or rather deconstructing, this ship debris. All. And I am going to temporarily disable the breaking down of the other ship debris so that EZN builds rather than deconstructs, because the two are linked together. Crimson, thank you for the resub. Oh, there was another ship debris I didn't deactivate. Alright. Cosmic, you are headed down to a titanium asteroid. That works for me. Alright, I'm going to remove these sleeping spots in lieu of doing this. I am going to put a small table here, and then chairs here and here, with a light source. Here. Actually, I'll do a floor light. Floor lights are pretty dim, but that's fine. We can walk on it. And then I'll, for now, put back a sleeping spot here, but I'll need more, obviously. Alright. Cosmic, where'd you go? That's fine. You mind that, and then I'll have to tell you to, like, haul the stuff, because we're not hauling all that effectively. In the barrel that I have here, I'm going to create an order to melt 1 ice into 10 water, and have EZN start that process. This is how you generate water for your colony. You turn water or ice into water in a barrel. Alright, Cosmic, I know you're thirsty, but you didn't actually finish the mining. You're exhausted, but, like, I also don't care. Haul that titanium. Cheers. All right. Next is additional ship structure. I'm going to embrace Borg cube style because I do not care about aesthetics. I would go so far as to say, if you care about aesthetics, you will die in this game, because the game is game does not care how pretty a ship is, just whether or not it functions, so don't be chasing aesthetics or you're dead. I'll say it bluntly. So, I'm going to want to get comms up ASAP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 deck plating here because our ability to trade is critical. Because without the ability to grow our own food, we're basically dead. Because combat in this game sucks. I'll say it bluntly, it sucks so bad that you can't really rely on getting your food any other way. Not without the risk of instant death. So, with that in mind, we're going to focus on trying to get our comms console up so that we can trade, because any of these ships passing by could potentially be trade partners. We won't know until we actually have the capacity to talk to them. So I'm having EasyN pull a bit of an all-nighter to try to get the ship up to trading capacity. In Cosmic, I want you, so I'm enabling hauling fuel to the generator, haul fuel to the generator, and we can choose to power the generator on or off at will to prevent using fuel when we don't need to use it. So what are you mining now? You are heading up to titanium. Okay. Is there any other materials that we had mined out? Yeah, here's some. So haul first and then mine. And unfortunately, we did not get that built soon enough. So the ship that was here had already left, which is like pretty typical. It's hard to rush that stuff. Cosmic just leveled up to 5 in engineering. Cool. Alright, so you're going to continue to get titanium. And, oh, here comes another ship. Perfect. So this might be our first trade opportunity. And one thing I'm going to need to do here is to create a stockpile zone. And I'm going to call this coins. Because coins in a temporary stockpile do not count. For whatever reason, they just don't. So I'm going to put coins in the other stockpile so that we can actually profit off of it. So I am taking coins out of the starting stockpile, the temporary one, and putting it in the primary one, and hauling coins to it so that I can actually do some trade. Because you could see, the coins only really counted for stuff that I actually owned until it was in a proper stockpile. Ah. Oh, you didn't actually finish mining. Wait, what? I think you did finish mining. That's a different asteroid. I don't even know. I don't know what Cosmic was doing. I wasn't watching. So we're expanding the hull of the ship to allow for more facilities. And here we go, the scorer, or whatever it's called. We're going to enable the small generator, which... Oh, do I not have power cables all the way up? I do. This should be powered. I'm going to turn off my thruster. Oh, I was using too much power. All right, and now I can trade. So this is a slave ship that's hostile. Okay, well, there's no point in trading with them. Turn this off again. And we're hoping to get a trade opportunity where we can buy food seeds. Ideally, we want to buy root vegetables like carrots or potatoes and herbs, because that is one of the food types. So if we open up the barrel here, you can see the types of food you can have. You can have wine, which is like berries and water. You can have vegetable broth, which is root veggies and herbs, or bland meat broth, which is water and raw meat. So we're gonna have to do root veggies because it's hard to ranch animals in this game, and it's not worth doing, in my opinion. Not unless you're like incredibly wealthy already. Can you trade away the crew? Technically, I could trade away Easy N. They are crew. And that would not necessarily be a bad way to try a new scenario, to start with 2 extra crew and trade one of them. It's just not how I'm approaching this. Sorry about the lack of sleeping spots, Cosmic, but you are the captain, so, you know, you're happier than Easy N, who is not happy. Alright, so Easy is working on expanding the ship so that we can build more stuff, because it's a little cramped right now. And we're hoping to score some trade opportunities coming up. So the slaver, the hostile slaver, has left, and hopefully we get like a good trade soon. Or we're dead and have to restart. To put it bluntly. So we start off with some basic gear, like carbon fiber spacesuit, which is not high armor, but it's decent, and a weapon and a knife. That's about it. And we are in our own faction. So here's the factions menu. You have the players faction and then other factions, whether they're like hostile or not. And we're hoping to trade with a non-hostile faction soon. So Cosmic is going to continue getting the titanium so that we can expand the ship. And breaking the ship debris is more bang for my buck than, hey, finish the mining. Than mining is. So what I might end up doing is having Cosmic micromanage to break down ship debris while Easy N constructs. Here we go. Ship is expanding. Now, one thing to note is that the ship expands, you'll see the weight of it increase as well. Because, you know, your ship is measured in its heft, its mass. Kind of like astronauts. This, in a way, is very similar to astronauts. Cosmic is starving. Okay. Go eat, then? I don't know what to tell you. You want to continue mining a titanium asteroid? No, that's not what I want you to do. He'll eat eventually. All right. The bulk of the hull is almost all expanded, and we're obviously going to need more titanium to expand the interior, and that comes next. 93. Oh, so let's check the internal gas. It's low, but it's not zero, so it's fine. As long as our air gas tank remaining is not critical, it's really no issue. All right, you are hungry. Go eat. All right. Next up, let's have Cosmic come down here for another ship debris. And then we have silicon that was left over in the last debris that we'll get eventually. Oh, here comes another scanner for another ship. All right, so internal flooring going in now. Thank you for tuning in to SpaceSlog, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.